What's up, guys, and welcome YouTube. I'm glad to be back with another video on the channel, and today we're gonna give you an update on how it went with my League of Legends quest. And as you can see, we have finally done it. I'm finally diamond. Now I haven't reached diamond. Now I've reached diamond for, I don't know, I think it was at the end of last month, so around 2 something weeks ago. The reason why I didn't do any videos about it is because I was busy with a million things. This is why I'm finally here. Finally have a bit of free time to do a video and give you guys an update of what happened in the meantime. As you can see, I think it started with Silver 2, and the journey up to Platinum 2 was kind of pretty fast. Like, it didn't take a long time to get to around Platinum 3, Platinum 2. It was after I got to Platinum 2 that things got very annoying and took forever. As you can see, my LP was fluctuating between Platinum 2 and Platinum 1, to the point where I got to more Platinum 1, and finally on, what is it, 30th of June. So yeah, at the end of last month, I've reached diamond, and that's where I kind of stopped because I already had a lot of things to do and I invested too much to getting here, and I was just happy with it. I'm happy with it because this is the first time I reached diamond.
What?
Yes, I know it sounds weird, but I've been playing League of Legends since season 2. Like, we are season 13. That's a lot of years. Fair enough. Before playing this season, I had, I think, 3 almost 4 years break of League of Legends, so I haven't played at all. But after that break, the first time I did play, I reached diamond. So in all of my other seasons, if I remember correctly, I've only been diamond. No, I've only been silver or gold. I've never ever reached higher than gold. I've been a lot of times close to reaching, but never in any season since I played have I reached diamond. Because back in the days, from gold you would go straight into diamond, then they introduced the platinum. I never even reached platinum, and now for the first time I go to diamond. So the question is, did it happen because the meta fitted my playstyle or my champion pool, or I've just abused some broken strategy that only works now before they patch it or something like that? I personally don't think so. Like, uh, my mains are was kind of always Leona. I mean, since I started playing support main, Leona was my go-to pick, and from my experience, Leona hasn't changed that much throughout the years. Sometimes a bit better, sometimes a bit worse, but the I didn't feel from playing that I have any extra advantage playing Leona. On the contrary, I remember the times where Leona used to be a bloody tank. And that time I still didn't reach something like diamond, but I remember those days because you would literally just build tank and you had 4 or 5 people hitting you continuously and nobody could touch you just because you were that tanky. So I'm pretty sure Leona was in much better spots than now, and still this season I've reached. So what I'm trying to say is, it's not something specific that only happened this season that made me go diamond compared to the others. It's the mindset that changed. Uh, when it comes to my mechanics, you would think that my mechanics got better, but let me remind you, I've had a 3 4 years break from League of Legends before playing this season, and I went straight into the season directly playing ranked. So my mechanics should be rusty and worse than before because of that. So the only thing that I can say I've changed is my macro skills. My mechanics are still bad. I'm gonna admit that. Of course, I have games where I go godlike mode and I hit everything and I keep the entire team CC'd, or I do a quadra kill with my brand support. But I also have games where I literally sit in front of you and I still miss my E, or I queue the minion instead of the champion. So I still do the same mechanical mistakes that I used to do. The only thing that I changed about my playstyle is the macro and the mindset. The Let's talk about the mindset because that's the easier thing to explain. The mindset that I have now is focused on the only important thing in your games, which is winning. If you're gonna play ranked, guys, if you play a competitive, skill-based game like League of Legends, then you're doing it because you want to win. You want to prove your worth by the amount of LP you have, by the rank you have. So winning should be your top priority. And it might sound dumb when I say like this because yeah, of course everybody wants to win, duh. But no, it's not a duh. Because the moment you get tilted, the moment your top laner is feeding, the moment the enemy jungler is camping your lane, you just get tilted, and the only thing you care about is how stupid that guy is, whose fault it is. Uh, you're not focusing on your plays. You just want to have revenge on that one specific player that kept camping you, and so on and so on. So you lose focus of what is important for you, which is winning. You should be focusing on winning no matter how the game state looks like, no matter how annoying it is that the enemy jungler is camping your lane over and over again. And for example, your team isn't doing much while the enemy jungler is camping you, or the your own team is flaming you, and you just wanna you just don't focus on winning anymore because you don't think they deserve the win. But it's not about them, it should be about you. So changing your mindset and focusing on wanting to win is what's going to get you the win. That's when angry, tilted, and from behind, you're still gonna focus on what do I need to do now in this current situation to win. If I'm behind, I cannot afford trying to go 5v5 and kill everybody like I would when I'm at least at the same level at them with the items. So I need to play passive. I need to wait for my time or the right situation where I can engage. And this change in mindset also changed my playstyle. Again, my mechanics are still at an average level, but my playstyle changed because of this mindset. And I'm way more focused on the current game state and how what is better for me in that specific situation. The second thing that I've changed besides the mindset is the macro. I've like even now when I watch a pro game, when I watch streamers, especially challenger streamers, I don't really focus on their mechanics. On back to the mechanics part, let me just say a lot of the challenger players are actually doing the same type of mistakes and are not that high mechanically skilled compared to you. On the contrary, the mechanical requirements of playing League of Legends can be dodged by playing an easy champion. There are a lot of champions in League of Legends that don't require any mechanical priors because you just literally bang your head on the keyboard and it does the same thing as a pro gamer. Hashtag Garen. Uh, but there's a lot of champions. Leona, in all fairness, is that type of a champion. Literally, if you just spam all keys on the keyboard, you're still gonna CC the entire team for all eternity. So if you are struggling with a champion you want to play, maybe you should focus or start first of all with a much easier champion, and then the mechanical part is not gonna be an issue. But back to the macros, when I'm watching challenger players, when I'm watching streamers, when I'm watching pro games, I watch their decision making. Every time I see them in a bad situation, that's where my brain stops and I'm like, okay, if I would be in this situation, I would do this. What is this guy doing? He's actually going bot lane and taking the wave instead of going with the team. Is that going good? Then you analyze what's happening on the map, you analyze the results, and you start putting that in your brain. Then you start learning how important waves are. You start learning how important it is to push the wave and then fight, and not just focus on fighting because you like fighting. Um to that, this is one of a very specific thing that you can find in any League of Legends player, and fair enough, this game is all about fighting each other. Of course you want to win, but you also want to prove to the other players that you're better and not just win for free. And that's why most of the players are just focused on fighting. Like, oh my god, Jesus Christ, stop it. Stop trying to hunt players. I've had so many games where we are winning the lane in bot lane. The ADC and support don't even get XP because they cannot get close to the wave. We could just freeze the wave and just for the next 5 minutes destroy the life of their bot lane without ever killing them. If the jungler comes to help, we have the XP advantage, we have the item advantage. Like, you have all the cards in your hand to just simply win the game, but my ADC still is insisting on wanting to push the lane to try and engage on them and try to kill them, because only like that you win the game. No, your kills don't mean nothing if you're not getting nothing from them. Like, the money you're gonna get from the kill, especially if you already killed the guy 4 or 5 times, you start getting almost no money, and on the contrary, you increase the bounty on you, so when you die, you give way more money back. So if you are again back to the your focus should be on winning, and killing somebody is only worth if you get something out of it. For example, you kill somebody, you deny him a few waves of minions, you get some damage on the tower, you can rotate to an objective, but you don't have to kill them to do exactly that. You can still deny them minions, you can still get damage on the turret, you can still rotate to objectives by forcing him to collect the minion waves that you already pushed in the tower. So understanding this factor, this very, very basic macro, is what changed this season for me. Now, in all honesty, as a support, it's really hard to control waves, or even worse, control your teammate. Especially when I'm playing an engaged support, I am very dependent on my ADC, on my teammates to achieve anything in my games. So if they're potatoes and they're just running for fights, and I see the top wave pushing in the tower while we're not getting nothing for it, I cannot go with Leona to push the wave. It just takes too long. It's just not worth it. Even if I know I'm right and that wave should be collected, I'm trying to just ping my teammates to just go collect the bloody wave, go collect the bloody wave. Like, I'm pinging all the time, collect the wave, then we engage, collect the wave, then we engage. And to add as the last thing that changed for me this season regarding of playstyle, um, the right decision is not better than the the decision you take together as a team. So again, the good example was what I said before. Just because I see the wave there and I know we should be pushing the wave first, then grouping out as a team for team fights, that doesn't mean it's a good thing for me with Leona to go there to spend way longer time trying to kill the minion with Leona, then going back to my teammates Because until I kill a wave, the next wave literally appears because Leona does not really have wave clear. While my teammates are already gonna engage. You see they want to engage. If you don't have the possibility to do things, uh, first of all, try to ping them. Ping a lot. I like right now I ping way more than I used to ping, way more, trying to coordinate or at least communicate with them. Hey dude, I'm going mid lane to gank, play safe. I even write it in the chat. I spam like warning signs on my ADC, and then I go mid lane to gank. If he still dies, then he still dies, but most of the times the ADCs are at least aware that they are alone on the lane. I know it sounds stupid, it's their job to actually realize that your support is roaming, but again, your focus is to win, not to prove that that guy is bad or a knob. And if he is a knob, then make sure you do everything in your power to uh, to help him not destroy your game, to help him not lose you the game. Uh, and the decision making, even if you think Baron is free, you've just kind of won a team fight and you have a good position to just rotate to Baron and then reset and then go for Dragon, but your teammates are just trying to win like idiots, even though the respawn timers are almost done, so they will never reach the turrets. Try to ping, go as a support, for example, you can go and ward already the area in preparation for Baron, and again ping more and more, but don't leave your teammates. If they just go suicidal mode, I'm not saying you should also just go in a situation where you know you're gonna die just because they did it also. uh, on the contrary, stay closer to them while you're pinging them warning signs to back off. After the first two die, trust me, they all will back off to where you are and just reset, and then they will learn their lessons. Uh, but just because they didn't go to Baron and that would have been the better choice, doesn't mean their choice was bad. Maybe if you were there helping, they would still manage to get at least a turret and then reset. Is it the same gain as getting the Baron and then having the pressure on all turrets? No, but it's still much better than not getting Baron and not getting the turret and all your teammates are dead. So you understand what I mean? Just because what you think is the better decision doesn't mean the other decisions are completely wrong. Maybe they're not as efficient, but they are still better to follow as a team than to just mindlessly troll your team just because your decision is better. And I think this is pretty much sums up of how I managed to reach diamond this season after literally 10 years of being hard stock silver gold. Again, my mechanics are pretty much the same. My champion pool, I kind of expanded to playing Nautilus, but let's face it, Nautilus is very similar to Leona, so it's not much of a gain. And I'm still a Leona main for all accounts, but overall it was the macro and the mindset that I have and the playstyle that I have now that changed from being a gold player to reaching diamond. And I'm gonna go again for diamond and higher in the next season. And I want to again prove that you don't have to be faker to reach something like diamond or higher. And if you notice also on very famous streamer, the Buffs has some good strategies, but mechanically he's bad, man. I like the guy, no offense, but he's really bad. He has times and times, but what I'm trying to say is not to flame him, but to say that I've seen gold players that play at the same level as him. But his mechanics, his playstyle, and his understanding of how the game works, his focus on winning and not getting the kills, is what makes him a challenger player. So not diamond, a bloody challenger. And if he can do it like that, then you can also just focus on these basic things. Now, if you guys enjoyed the little guide on reaching the diamond, leave a like. Of course, subscribe for more videos like this. I will be posting way more content about League of Legends and more. And I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to have you back. Have a nice one.